waiting for.
A very beautiful morning to you. Welcome to another brand new day. And of course, it is another time to have a conversation that centers around the growth of Nigeria as a nation. With that, I welcome you to Perspectives Unlimited this morning on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. And we're reaching you live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Perspectives Unlimited is that platform where we go beyond the news to help you make sense of some of the stories across our various national dailies and a bit to keep you abreast about happenings around Nigeria. And alongside with the analyst in the studio this morning, we will be delving into the dailies and highlighting some of the major stories that we have across. All right, once again, welcome to the show. My name is Toluwaleke Alli. Watch us live this morning on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, and also on YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. On YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We're live, and you can drop your comments as we go on the show this morning. First, let's check out the front pages across some of our national dailies for this morning. Beginning with the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for this morning. Above the masthead, Tinubu inaugurates Presidential Working Group on National Policing Bill. And it has a rider, Gbajabiamila, to head committee. And that's on page 2. Pressure mounts on abductors of Orire school children. A story can be found on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Tinubu orders ICPC to probe fake PFIPC. And it has a couple of riders. Gives Commission 30 days deadline. Reports to be submitted to him. Agency to probe use of false government documents. Opening of any bank account source. Movement of funds. But Jabiamila threatens Adeyemi with 10 billion naira defamation suit. Why we won't dabble into controversy. The Senate. The story can be found on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for this morning. 11 trillion naira revenue target may scare cargoes from Nigerian ports. Stakeholders warn NAS. And that's also on page 3. On page 13, NBA rejects alleged AGF directives and says election will hold as scheduled. Tinubu's reforms working. Support his re-election. Ekpemokpolo tells Nigerians. And that story is on page 23. El-Rufai's wife to Tinubu. My husband doesn't deserve this persecution. And it has a rider. ICPC arrests his doctor over alleged abuse of privilege, breach of medical visit. And that's on page 4. Senate wants to stop to rehabilitation of terrorists. And it has a rider. Direct conclusion of xenophobia probe within 2 weeks. And the story is on page 3. And finally, in the health column on page 13. Recreational drugs, including cannabis, can cause stroke, according to a study. And that's all on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for this morning. Moving on now to the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, above the masthead, Dangote breaks ground on $17 billion Kenya refinery. That's on page 29. Xenophobia. Senate pushes sanctions against South Africa. Orders probe. That's on page 2. El-Rufai abused medical visit. Doctor arrested. That's coming from ICPC, and it's on page 24. Worry Port Harcourt refineries ex-MDs face trials over alleged $989,630 and 1.42 billion naira fraud. And the story is on page 7. Fake agency scandal. That's the lead story. Tinubu orders 30-day ICPC probe. Senate rejects blame. And it has 3 riders. Anti-graft agency to probe alleged forgery, impersonation, bank accounts. Police release Adeyemi's father. Continue search for embattled DG. Senate insists 1.3 billion naira budget line not inserted by lawmakers, declines intervention without petition. And that's also on page 2. EFCC hands over 1,452 recovered items to Unity schools. And that's on page 14. 36.2 million Nigerians at risk of acute food insecurity. It's according to a report that can be found on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. NBA insists on officers' election amid AGF role. That's on page 24. Ogun records 161 deaths from 415 road crashes. That's on page 5. And the final story on the front page, State Police. Tinubu names Gbajabiamila AGF to Implementation Committee. That's all on the front page of the Punch newspaper for this morning. Moving on to the Guardian newspaper now. 2027, APC pleads with substituted aspirants to shelve litigation. That's on page 3. Oyo abductions. Pressure mounts as operatives close in on abductors. A story can be found on page 5. Also on page 3, xenophobia. Despite outrage, Senate rejects reciprocal action against South Africa. The lead story reads, Lagos-Calabar Highway. Anxiety as planned expansion may affect 2,700 buildings, 10,800 homes. And the story is on page 6 this morning. Nigeria's population growth may worsen sanitation crisis, AFDP warns, and that's on page 7. Senate rejects a Boko Haram rehabilitation, says justice must prevail. And the story can be found on page 30, I beg your pardon, of the Guardian newspaper. NBA cites autonomy, rejects AGF's intervention in officers' election. That's on page 4. Police confirm probing of 30 political killings ahead of Osho Guber polls. That's on page 5. And finally, PFIPC. Tinubu orders ICPC probe. The Senate distances self from controversy. Moving on now to the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. Woman burns boyfriend's daughters to death. That's on page 5. Xenophobia. Lawmakers threaten sanctions against South Africa. Story can be found on page 18 of page 10, I beg your pardon, of the Daily Trust newspaper. And also on page 10, the National Assembly inserted road projects into our budget. Almajiri Commission. The lead story reads, Tinubu seeks answers over Phantom Council. It begins on the front page and continues on pages 3 and 4. Senate to federal government, stop rehabilitation of repentant Boko Haram members. That's on page 6. Police detain Curfew over allegation against Katsina government. That's on page 10. Kano Commission retires judge over bribery. That's also on page 10. And the final story, 4 senior police officers sacked, others demoted. And it's on page 31 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And finally, on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria's LNG export hit 20.06 trillion naira as global trade reaches a record high. That's on page 20. Tinubu orders ICPC to investigate PFIPC. That's on page 8. Oyo school kidnap. Security forces trace abductors network. Associates. That's on page 11. Insecurity. Halt rehabs. Try Boko Haram members. Senate tells federal government. And TAS 2 riders mourns General Abubakar. Others demand tech-driven security overhaul. Army detains 2 surrendering terrorist commanders in Borno. To check out more, read page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Alleged sexual harassment. Protesters ask Senate to suspend ambassadorial nominees' confirmation. That's on page 9. NPO hails Tinubu's big tech probe over content exploitation. That's also on page 9. On page 13, UTM FLNG signed gas sales agreement with NNPC, SEPLAD, for 200 MMSCF per day for 15 years. Over 18 million Nigerians exposed to flooding, NISA warns. And it has a rider says 2,000 hectares of farmland, 8,794 educational facilities, 3,808 healthcare facilities will be submerged. And that's on page 9. And finally, xenophobia. Senate threatens diplomatic action against South Africa. Orders fresh probe. To read more on those stories, check out the front page of the Vanguard newspaper for this morning. right, joining me this morning is our analyst, Chukwuemeka Munachi. So good morning, Chukwuemeka.
Good morning, Tolu.
All right, good to have you on the show this morning. Okay, let us begin with this story. I'll be picking this from the Vanguard newspaper, but of course it cuts across all over national dailies this morning. Tinubu orders ICPC to investigate PFIPC. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, to conduct a thorough investigation into the activities of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, PFIPC, and all related matters. The President directed that the investigation be concluded and a comprehensive report submitted to him within 30 days. The statement by the presidential spokesman, Bayo Ononuga, stated that the directive was occasioned by the discovery of the alleged fictitious PFIPC, which it said was never established by the federal government of Nigeria and has no basis in any law, presidential instrument, executive approval, or other lawful act of government. And according to the statement, one Adeyemi Matthew presented himself as the Director General of the so-called PFIPC and falsely claimed to be a presidential appointee. Now, this is also as the Senate has rejected blame. I will be taking that from the Punch newspaper. The Senate has rejected that it's not their under their purview. They don't want to be a part of any controversy that is going on presently. And also, still in the news, the person's father who was arrested, which caused a lot of uproar earlier, has been released. But the lawmakers, the Senate on Tuesday said it could not intervene in the controversy surrounding the PFIPC, insisting that no petition had been submitted to the National Assembly over the matter and that the dispute is in court. And this followed growing public scrutiny over the controversial 1.3 billion naira allocation to the agency in the 2026 Appropriation Act. Speaking with journalists after plenary, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, acknowledged that the PFIPC has a budgetary allocation in the 2026 Appropriation Act. But he, however, maintained that the Senate had no basis to investigate the controversy since no petition has been formally submitted to the Red Chamber by any of the parties involved or concerned Nigerians. And Adaramodu said that the matter had become sub judice, making it inappropriate for the Senate to comment or intervene. And this Senate's position comes after lawmakers dismissed claims linking the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, to the controversial budget allocation, insisting that the legislature neither created the agency nor originated its budget.
You see, Tolu, the problem we have is that there is a collapse of truth in our country. We are not sincere people. We are very, very dishonest with whatever we do. Now, we are talking of this fake agency of a thing. The president has ordered the probe and given them 30 days. And the man at the center of the probe is you brought him in to head police stuff. I mean, Bajabi Amila. Where does it happen? The honest thing to do, the transparent thing to do in a normal country where things are working, where there is hope for progress, is that Bajabi Amila should step aside.
But it's still the chief of staff.
I'm coming. Whether he's the chief of staff or staff of chief, he should step aside first. As far as he's linked, as far as his name was mentioned in the whole saga, the honest thing to do is let him step aside. If I'm the president of this country, young man, step aside first, so that you will give Nigerians reason to believe that there is something called governance in our country. You are giving the man another portfolio.
Isn't that part of the reasons the investigation is ongoing?
You can't be investigating while the man is still in office. What are you investigating? Let him step aside. If you know he's not culpable, let him step aside. Let him stay somewhere, and let there be a transparent, honest investigation into the whole saga. Then he can come back. But as far as you are still keeping him and even giving him another work to do, what does that mean? Those that are going to investigate, do you think they will do it holistically? We are in a very big mess in our country, and it appears we are rewarding. There is no shame again. Whatever that is called shame is gone. Whatever that, shame is good. When God gave us the ability to be ashamed of something, when you see people who are no longer ashamed of anything they do, that's what they call reprobate minds. They do things that are not even good to themselves. Reprobate. When somebody is reprobate, he has no sense of shame again. And when a country has no sense of shame again, Tolu, it is goodbye. Because there's no level they cannot descend. In order to, I don't understand. I don't really understand. If I'm in Bamila's shoe, and I know I am innocent, I will step aside. Because I know that at the end of the day, I'll be vindicated. Why leaving him there, and why even giving him another work to do? What are you telling Nigerians? And you are asking people to investigate. What are they going to investigate? What exactly are they going to investigate? No, Tolu,
but he has already tried to, prove his innocence
you
by...
You don't. By what?
Putting a defamation suit on... Because he has not...
Look, Tolu, defamation suit or whatever. If you know there is no point, then why are you instituting? Let him... His name was mentioned. Was his name mentioned? Let him step aside. Let the president relieve him of his duty. And say, if you know we are truly fighting corruption, relieve him. In a normal country, do you think he will still be there? He will not. They will tell him to go until the coast is cleared, until it is established that you have nothing to do with this. But now you are still there, and you are investigating. At the end of the day, the Senate, they are washing their hands off. Is there? Were they not mentioned? SGF will still wash his hand off. And remember, it was the one who facilitated giving them office at the Federal Secretariat. Everybody.
But should the Senate be saying that they are not? It is not in their.
That is. They
don't want to be associated with any controversy.
They are saying it because they are in Nigeria and they are Nigerians. In a normal country, they would not be saying it. And look at what they said. Unless concerned Nigerians write a petition, people that are battling with survival will file it as a petition. Look, Tolu. Imagine if this thing is happening in a normal country. By now, heads must have ruled to tell people that there is still need for accountability. Look at what we are saying. Look at police. You mentioned something about police something, and the man at the center of is still going to head it. He's still going to. Central Bank, CBN has come out to say that there's no account. This man, Accountant General, they didn't. Do you expect any of them to agree that yes, we know something about this person? Nobody will. The man is now on this. This is the man who went on delegation with you people, federal government delegation, to Canada on FinTech Summit. Who brought him in? Was he a phantom? How did he manage to? And you allow dignitaries from other countries to visit this man's office. And now everybody is washing his hand off that we don't know him. You don't know him, and you allow important personalities from other countries to go to his office and visit him. Tolu, that's why I said that we have lost our sense of shame. Do you know my worry? Anyway, do we even have any reputation again? The way outside world looks at our country and what is going on. I read something on social media that I think troops in Niger, either Niger or Mali, they were killing terrorists. Those ones they captured. And you know what they were telling them? If you want to stay alive, go to Nigeria for dialogue. But here we will kill you. Is it not a shame on us? Thank God that Senate has woken up. That now there's no more room for them to be. You kill terrorists. You don't pamper them. Why are we pampering them? Is it because of where they are coming from? Why do we pamper terrorists? Why? Others, Niger and Mali, killing them, telling them that if we meet you here, we will kill you. If you want dialogue and where to go to Nigeria. What a mockery of our country. People that have killed, raped, maimed people, sent people to IDP camps. We say they have repented and we are bringing them in, reintegrating them into the army. Thank God that, you see, people are praying and I thank God that prayers of Nigerians are working. The Senate has woken up from their slumber that no, federal government, stop rehabilitating and let these people be tried. That is the way it should be. And do you know why they are doing this? Because a lot of retired army generals have become victims. A lot. In fact, I was shocked. I didn't even know that we have a number of retired army generals that have been kidnapped. Apart from this Abubakar that were recently killed. Many have been kidnapped and released. And they paid heavily. And somebody is rehabilitating them, even sending them to Hajj. I don't know whether it bothers you when you sit down in your own privacy and begin to think of what is happening in our country. Are we really normal? Are we normal again? In this country, are we normal? Is there, what actually is going on in our mindset? And look, do you know my word, Tolu? The younger generation that are looking up to these people, what will Nigeria become in the next 15 years? Will they still be a country? Will they still be a country where people will still be? In fact, I have tried to know exactly what is going on. I can't understand. Thank God. Look, what you read, this fake agency thing. We're not. Look, do you know that at the end of the day, just watch what will happen. At the end of the day, it will go the way others have gone.
So nobody will be held accountable.
All the people that this man has been hobnobbing with, are they not denying him? Is he not head of service that posted 300 workers to his office? That one will soon come and deny that he didn't. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are no consequences for bad behavior. There's no line you cannot cross in this country. Look at.
So you see him getting away with it, or him being the only one that would
which
bear the
only
brunt?
one? Nobody will bear the brunt. That's what I'm telling you.
Not even the man.
Look at this. Is he not a prince? They say he's living in a palace. Look at this man that was Ali Modu Sheriff. What's his name? This man was allegedly alleged to be the mastermind behind Boko Haram. Is he not going about now pontificating who will rule Nigeria and who will not rule Nigeria? Our country, I cannot say that my prayer for this country is that God, please, let if it will take dissolving all of us to create a set of Nigerians, dissolve us, dissolve everybody, create a new set of people, because I don't exactly know what we are doing. I can't interpret it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. The way we do things in this country, it doesn't add up at all. And no reasonable Nigerian will be happy the way unless we are benefiting from the nonsense that is going on.
All right, this is Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. We'll go on a commercial break now. Perspective Unlimited returns shortly. Stay tuned.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
Welcome to Juniors International School, Ibadan, where academic excellence thrives in an atmosphere of love, care, and safety. With a team of experienced and dedicated educators who inspire young minds in a stimulating environment that nurtures learning, creativity, character, and confidence. Our rich and dynamic curriculum prepares pupils for outstanding success in both local and international examinations, opening doors to limitless opportunities and a bright future anywhere in the world. At Juniors International School, we go beyond academics. We identify and nurture every child's unique potential, raising globally minded leaders guided by strong moral values and godly principles. Join us in shaping tomorrow's leaders today. Admission test into pre-nursery to year 5 holds on Tuesday, 4th August 2026. Venue: Juniors International School, Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Time: 9 a.m. Admission forms are available online at www.juniorsinternationalschool.com/admissions or at the school premises. Juniors International School, Center of Excellence. Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Hey there! Want to stay connected to your favorite radio station? Follow us on social media for the latest updates, entertaining wholesome content, and behind-the-scene peaks. We're on Instagram at Wells Radio 893, Facebook Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, X Wells Radio 893. Follow our WhatsApp channel Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Get a scoop on upcoming shows, giveaways, and events. Also get to interact with your favorite presenters and share your thoughts on our posts and stories. Join the conversation and stay tuned into Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, welcome back. This is still Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. The phone lines are open 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 1000, or 0915 333 4893. 0915 333 4893. You can also call 0911 33 893 0911 33 893. Those are the phone lines for you to call to be a part of the show this morning. Drop your text messages on those lines as well, or your WhatsApp messages on 0915 4999 893 0915 4999 893. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tolu.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is George. I'm calling you from Ologwero.
Welcome to the show, Mr. George.
Chukwemeka, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
You know, yesterday I was telling you that the mindset of this present government is making me not to believe whatever they are saying. And that is what you are discussing this morning is the reason why I am saying so. It's not that nothing good will work in Nigeria. Good things will work in Nigeria. But when you have somebody like this on throne, things will not work because he had a place where he's looking up to. This thing has happened and everybody is shouting, this is not good, this is not good. You waited until you gave room for these people to start closing up their tracks. Now you are setting up a probe. And the person that you're supposed to just ask, please, my friend, step out. That man, you kept him in the same office. How are you going to get results? They will not get any results. This matter will just die like others. Tolu, we have so many of them which you know about, that we are not hearing anything again, and yet they are in government office. They are still working. Some of them are in the Senate. Who is having the money now? Look at the what they call it, the court case he has slammed on Adeyemi. If I am the one who said such thing now, do you think I have money to call any lawyer to come and represent me? And you say you want me to go and judge case and win a case? Nigeria is really in a mess. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. George. 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, or 0911 33 893, 0911 33 893. Drop your comments on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page this morning, or your WhatsApp messages on 0915 4999 893, 0915 893. On Facebook, Suleiman Sherry says, "Good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. Please, ICPC is under who? Investigation can only be transparent when parties involved vacate their seats through suspension, pending outcomes in the spirit of equity and justice. So unfortunately, someone has been accused of corruption and you're still giving him another presidential assignment." All right, 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, or 0911-3333-893. Let's go on to the Guardian newspaper. Lagos Calabar Highway. Anxiety as planned expansion may affect 2,700 buildings. Let's pick this call first. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. All right. Please do well to call back. And 10,800 homes. Lagos Calabar Highway. Anxiety as planned expansion may affect 2,700 buildings, 10,800 homes. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you, ma. Ruth calling from Alaka.
Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you. Corruption has flourished under this administration. Cases involving like Yaya Bello, El-Rufai, Emefiele, and others have gone without accountability. I wonder if justice will ever reach Adeyemi and his allies. Nigeria, my country. I hope we get it right one day. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Yes, she hopes that we get it right someday. And the federal government decision to demolish buildings within a 15-meter setback from the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway to accommodate service lane has sparked fresh anxiety and debate among property owners, professionals and investors over the design integrity, planning and execution of one of Nigeria's most ambitious road infrastructure projects. Now, the demolition will affect about 1,700 to 2,700 houses. Already is a source of apprehension for residents and landlords on the extended corridor. However, stakeholders welcomed the update with mixed reactions. While transport planners acknowledge that the properly designed service lanes would deliver substantial long-term benefits along the corridor, others suspect that a faulty design that warrants service lane redress with attendant consequences for both government and property owners. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, yesterday disclosed that the structures within the newly identified setback would be removed to make way for service roads designed to improve accessibility and traffic safety along the road. And according to an estate survey on Valua, the casualties could extend to 2,700 houses, and then the affected households could be approximately 3,400 and 10,800
houses. The issue is this, Tolu. If we, because of the road, the question is, will government adequately compensate these people?
A lot of times when things like this happen, they don't get...
I'm coming. That's why people are raising an uproar. If people are compensated and given time to move away, that is the way it is done. If you want to expand the road, nobody is saying you should not expand the road, but what of the properties that will be demolished? Will the owners be adequately compensated and on time for relocation?
Hello.
Hello, good morning, the beautiful radio woman.
Good morning, Mr. Benga.
Thank you very much. This is Benga Maricol from Apata. Totally, I've lost interest in this very present administration. Looking at the way and manner they are handling issues. Look at the issue of the Adeyemi and Bedabi Amila. And at the end of the day, Mr. President even asked the ICPC to go and probe the incidents. Why not ask an independent body that's not under government, like SERAP? If you have appointed SERAP to investigate that matter, I'm telling you, I would have given Mr. President the kudos. Why are you asking ICPC to investigate the matter? ICPC is working for the government, and he who pays the viper will dictate the tune. So Nigerians should not expect any change from or anything different from what the report are going to come up with, because they will always try to win the case to the side of the government. And why is Mr. President also appointing Gadabi Amila to be a chairman now of what other board was police
commission,
police whatever? Yes. Why does Mr. President have to appoint Gadabi Amila? Because he having a pending case on him. So all the shenanigans is making us to lose hope in this present administration. I don't know. I've keep hope alive, thinking that someday Nigeria will be better, Nigeria will get it right, the system will work, everything will be perfect. But what is happening now? I'm telling you, Mario, I'm losing hope in this country, and I'm not too happy at that. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Gbenga Mario.
So,
we can't lose hope.
So the thing is, if the people are adequately compensated, you understand, there is no cause for alarm. But the question is, it takes a lot of time. The bottlenecks, everything, bring paper, bring this, bring, you know the one that happened at this circular road. But thank God, I think he resolved it. The only one that was speedily done, the time they came to do this Toluwaleke bridge, I think the people were adequately compensated. Maybe because it was not the government that handled it. I think it was a World Bank thing. I don't know. You understand? But if these people will be adequately compensated and on time for them to relocate, there's no cause for alarm.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Welcome to the Shadirunke.
Yeah, concerned the coastal road. So I think before the commencement of that reconstruction, was the environmental impact assessment conducted when the road was awarded with that? Because when you listen to the Minister of Works, he was calling those who reported it as enemies of the president and his government. Instead of going to the field to go and check what really is the reason for the rise and increase in flooding across Lagos. So to me, it is too naive, and this is not a serious way to respond to national issues. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. She's actually mentioning about also in that story when the Minister of Works visited the coastal road yesterday, he mentioned that for the Lagosians that are saying that is a coastal road that caused flooding in Lagos, that they should go and check out the environment and refuse dumping.
The Minister of Works is not a character that you will listen to and be inspired. You understand? So if you check his antecedents, how he has been talking, very garrulous. You understand? So you don't listen to what such people say. You understand? Because there's no decorum in the you don't descend to the level where he talks as if he's so pedestrian in the way he addressed the people. You understand? That's not a way a minister of a country that knows where it is going should talk to citizens. So that's why I didn't comment on what he told the people, because I know him very well. He will still say more things like that in a similar situation. You understand? So you don't listen to what he is saying. He's like a young boy giving a toy he didn't expect he will ever get in his life. What do you expect? He will be talking anyhow to other people. You understand? So let's not just leave what the minister is saying and focus on what is on the ground. The issue is that if there is need for road expansion and the people are adequately compensated and on time for relocation, there's no problem.
All right. On WhatsApp, Tosin Olorunfemi from Soka says, good morning, House. This government is not after good results, but just wants the masses to be aware that they are investigating Baja. All right. Thank you so much. Now, back to the Punch newspaper. Worry, Port Harcourt Refinery's ex-MDs face trials over alleged $989,630 and 1.42 billion naira fraud. And I'll take some of that story in the Punch newspaper this morning. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is set to arraign the former managing director of the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company Limited, Jimo Yesau, on Friday, and the former managing director of the Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited, Abed Diko, on Wednesday, over separate money laundering charges bordering on hundreds of millions of naira and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Court document shows that both matters are before Justice Nyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court, Abuja. Yesawo is facing 8 charges, including alleged conversions of $789,950 and $122,600, while Diko is facing 12 counts covering transactions dating back to 2022. Count 1 of the 8 charges alleged that between October 2023 and May 2025, Yesawo indirectly converted the aggregate sum of $789,950 through one Samaila Bala. And according to the second count, he allegedly made various cash payments in excess of 5 million naira or equivalent, amounting to an aggregate of $789,950 to that same person without going through a financial institution, which is an offense that the EFCC says contravenes the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act. Does it look like there's going to be, because a lot of Nigerians, of course, have raised concerns about how much money has been pumped into refineries and none is working. So if EFCC is now probing the MDs, of ex-MDs of Warri and Port Harcourt refineries, could this mean that at least we would be able to recover the money that we have pumped in to be able to do more?
Before we talk of recovery, have you forgotten the Hadi Sireka case? Ethiopian airline, Nigerian, have you forgotten about it? How did it end? Have you forgotten the fact that when Buhari gave some humongous amount of money for these people, population commission? Have you forgotten about it? Have you forgotten about the case of as of Yaya Bello that somebody just mentioned this morning? Tolu is a harvest of corruption. You know, the former Prime Minister of UK, he said Nigeria, this man, Cameron, Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. He said it before our former president, Buhari, and Buhari didn't respond. Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. Tolu, before you go far, Almajiri Commission said that Tolu, how many of these cases are we going to talk about? You can't. And I don't blame people in power. I blame Nigerians. Because we have been so thoroughly divided with religion and ethnicity that we have even, there's no synergy among Nigerians to even ask questions that you will put this country, put our leaders on edge. Because you are leading people. This money we are talking is our money. Is it not in this country that the former president took loan from China and did the railway to Niger Republic? And that railways, all those things have all gone. Is it not in this country? If we can't, we are the people that will fix our country. And if we fail to fix our country, God will never come down here to fix our country. You are talking of a probe. You are talking of what of Azimiyali? Did we hear anything again about him? They should not be reminding Nigerians about all these things. If they happen, let Nigeria, because Nigerians have a lot to worry about. They living in a country today, living on daily basis, is existential threat. And coupled with this news that we are hearing, on daily basis, people making away with humongous amount of money, and yet the state is looking at them. Chinese people are coming, Chinese partners, to do the refinery at their own cost. We discussed this yesterday. What is the implication of Chinese people putting in their own money to revamp Warri and the Port Harcourt refineries at their own expense? What is the implication for Nigeria? We will not get to the root of the corruption in our country if there is no way that people are punished for what they did or what they have done. It is not possible. We are just romancing. We are not fighting corruption. We are creating more avenues for corruption. Because people, imagine this thing, do you know what they do to them in China? They kill them. China will hang you straight. Nigeria here will send you to pilgrimage. and you come back, we either give you national honor. That's why I keep asking, what is the worth of national honors given to people in Nigeria?
All right, let's talk to this person. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. George, calling back.
Welcome
I'm sorry,
back, Mr.
please don't get tired with me.
You're
The reason
welcome
why
back.
I'm always calling you people is because of how I like the Yoruba language and the adages and so many things they have. If we are making use of them, they would have reshaped this country. The Yoruba says, or something like that. I don't speak very well, but I understand what they mean. You see, if we stop talking, these people will feel as if they are winning, and everything is normal. If not, some of us would have stopped calling this station. If we did not talk, this stuff that Tinubu is putting up now would have not come up. Nigeria, I don't know where we are going. I don't know, truly. I don't know. But our people say, if you start a journey and you get to a place and you don't know where you are going, say, you know where you come from, go back there. Go back there. Awolowo don't die now. It's over 30-something years. And look at how we are moving as if our plane has lost the rudder. We don't know where the plane is flying to. It's unfortunate for this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George. We definitely cannot get tired of you as well. Of course, it's important that we all continue to have this conversation. It's time for us to go.
Thank you very much, Tolu. May God deliver Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much to everyone who has been a part of the show today. Ojaso Olamileko on Facebook says, good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining the show this morning. The conversation continues tomorrow. Perspectives Unlimited returns at exactly 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. As I would always say, wherever it is that you find yourself, always ensure that you put Nigeria out there in good light. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. I am Toluwaleke Alli. Have a great day ahead.
Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Not just another radio station.